Good evening, everyone. I'm going to wait a few minutes. If you jump on, please say hi. And if you could share this, that would be great. I'm going to wait a few minutes. I am on at my normal time tonight, which is typically 10 p.m. Y'all, this is my third live Zoom, whatever you want to call it, podcast for the evening. So I wrote down some notes. I'm getting a little bit tired this evening, so I want to make sure that I read exactly to you what I have down so I don't mess any of this information up. So I'm going to give it a couple of minutes while a few people jump on. I hope everybody had a great day. If I happen to lose connection here, it's actually storming outside. So I have a hard wire hooked up to my computer to all of my equipment in the other room. So hopefully I won't lose connection, but we shall see. We shall see. It's a very stormy evening here tonight. Hopefully you guys won't hear any thunder or lightning while I'm on. Like I said, I'll give it a few more minutes here before I get into everything. I would think that this will probably be about maybe a 20-minute or so podcast tonight. If anybody has any questions, you can ask me in the chat, or you can send me a message on the channel through this link. Also, at the bottom of the information link in this video, I did put a form. If you have any questions or you want to connect with me for whatever reason, if you have any health questions, there is a questionnaire that you can fill out. You can give me your email. I can email you. I can call you, whatever you want to do. The email will be coming from h2owellnessnetwork@gmail.com. So that's where the email will more than likely be coming from. Okay. I see a bunch of people jumping on. If you're on, just say hi in the chat. Like I said, I'm going to wait about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to talk pretty fast tonight. I've got some great information to cover. So if you don't catch it all, you can certainly go back and listen to the replay. Or if you know somebody that this could help, please feel free to share it on. Okay. It's going to be some great information tonight. Hopefully some new information that y'all did not know about. So say hi in the chat if you would. See if checking my other platform over here real quick. See who's on. I know it's late for a lot of people. A lot of people watch from other time zones. So that's okay. I completely understand that. No worries. No worries. Another minute or two and I'm going to get started. I have 2 things I'm going to go over with you tonight per the caption of this podcast. Hi. Hi, Caitlin. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, the best way is through email. If you try to friend me on Facebook, if you find me, I prefer not to give it out here on this platform, but if you find me, you can let me know how you know me, and then I will choose whether or not to communicate with you. But actually, email is the best way to communicate with me. And I'll say that one more time. It's h2owellnessnetwork@gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in. All right. So we're going to talk about cleanses and probiotics. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. And I'm only going to go into one specific cleanse product tonight. The other one I will probably save for later. I'm basically going to tell you the differences between them. Okay. So this cleanse here in this little container, this is a powder cleanse. This is a cellular cleanse that helps clean out your cells from the top of your head to the bottom of your toe. I am very much a proponent of fasting and shutting down the gut for a 48 period time while flooding it with the appropriate soothing nutrients and electrolytes and keeping your sugars up with the appropriate things, because the digestive tract actually does need a break. Because if you think about the digestive tract, it's working nonstop, like nonstop all the time. So this particular cleanse, I do this, I would say probably 4 times out of a 30-day period. So 4 days out of 30, I do this. And I really enjoy doing my fasting. And I typically do 2 days back to back while I support my system with magnesium and chromium to keep my blood sugar up. I also use a lot of the electrolyte drinks and the products that I talked about on another podcast, because sometimes water doesn't cut it. So this is another one that we will get into at another point in time. It serves a completely different purpose. Okay. The one particular product I'm going to talk about tonight is another cleanse product. Okay. And I'm going to tell you how this is different. This is chock full of digestive enzymes and probiotics, but not all probiotics are the same. And I know what you guys are thinking, so please hang tight with me. Okay. Hopefully you'll learn something tonight. I got something stuck in my tooth. I don't know what it is. Sorry, y'all. I don't eat popcorn. Sorry. It feels like it's a popcorn kernel. Anyway, so Bacillus coagulates is the main thing in here. Okay. Now, there are hundreds of strands of probiotics out there on the market today. And most of the time, when you are looking at food products, when you go get things that say live cultures, active enzymes, you're looking at your yogurts, your kefir, your all those different things. And I actually did a post on another platform in regards to those items that are, excuse me, really good, but they actually serve a different purpose. Okay. You really don't want those things that say that they have live cultures in them, like yogurt and those sort of things, because they're not servicing your body well. Because what's happening is they are already alive. So once you ingest them, 70% of them die before they even get to where they are supposed to be, because they've been sitting there alive. So when you ingest them, you're not really getting a lot of the benefits. When you have a Bacillus coagulate, okay, this lies dormant in the bottle. It does not become alive until you actually ingest it into your body. So with all the different probiotics that are out there on the market, I'm just going to tell you some of the differences, just for educational purposes only, so that you know what I look for and why I particularly like this one. All right. So that's really important to know. Those products are good for other things, but you are actually not getting live, when you see yogurts that say live cultures, live probiotics, all those buzzwords that attracts you to them. Once you ingest them, you are, like I said, 70% of them are dead before they go to where they need to be. So that's really a big thing to be listening to and knowing that about. Okay. So this also has in it lots of great enzymes. One of the enzymes that it has in it, as far as a blend of enzymes, is bromelain. Bromelain peptide is a really, really strong enzyme profile. Very, very strong. And this is really going to help soothe the gut. You need to think of your gut as a war zone. Okay. In your gut, you've got good and bad bacteria. And it's okay to have some bad bacteria, but most of the population has an overwhelming amount of the bad bacteria. Okay. So you've got this environment there that's fighting the good bacteria, the bad bacteria, and they're constantly at war like this. Okay. And you need a balance of both, but you need more of the good than the bad. I mean, a good analogy, maybe not. I'm thinking like about cholesterol, a whole nother topic for a whole nother time. Good and bad cholesterol. Okay. So you need a healthy balance of both of them, but more the good than the bad. So this cleanse is a very strong biotic, and it's going to cut through all of your gastric acids with ease. And it's going to go to where it's supposed to be, and it's 100% faster and more absorbable than the other ones that I was talking about, where you're only going to get about 30% of those other ones. Because remember, it's already alive. This does not become alive because of the formulation until it gets into your gut and gets into your stomach. So as you think about the gut as a war zone, okay, and you think about taking probiotics, a lot of people have said they cannot take probiotics because it hurts their stomach, it bloats them, it does this, it does that. Well, again, when you have that stuff fighting back and forth and you introduce good bacteria into the gut, it's going to fight off the bad bacteria. Okay. And when the bad bacteria dies off, it's a natural reaction for it to release gases and sometimes make you feel that bloated feeling. But that's a very temporary normal side effect. And once you push through 2 or 3 days, all that temporary discomfort is going to go away. And once you break through that war zone of the good and bad bacteria fighting, it's going to be released and you are going to feel so much better. So much better. A lot of the ingredients in here, I'm going to read some to you here in just a second as I flip through my notes here. So you've got dandelion extract in here, which is really, really soothing to the gut and to the liver. It's a really, really big deal in the cleansing process that will help get rid of toxicity and toxins. And so when you're releasing and pulling out toxins, you're absolutely going to feel something in your gut. That's just the way it's going to be. It's part of the prebiotic formula. And as you're introducing all of these good bacteria into the gut, you're going to want to feed it with the good bacteria. So the dandelion root extract is a huge portion. So it's not just the one ingredient in here. I'm going to read something else to you. So think about this. When you get a urinary tract infection, a lot of women, men, you reach for cranberry juice, right? That's the old thing, cranberry juice. You don't necessarily want to do that because it's loaded with so much other crap and tons of sugar. And the sugar actually feeds a bacterial infection. So when you're talking about sugars, again, a whole nother topic that I could get off on that trail with. Sugars feed infection. Sugar feeds inflammation. Sugar feeds cancer. A lot of disease, I can't think of one actually that doesn't. Most disease thrives in sugar, and sugar helps your body not to be alkaline, right? So that's another seminar podcast that I'm going to do. So because it's got the cranberry juice in it, it's going to help you with the good bacteria in your gut. It's going to help create that good bacteria environment without all those sugars and all of those additives. It's got aloe root powder in it. And aloe in general is very soothing, right? You think about an aloe plant and you put it on a scratch or, something like that. Even the other cleanse that I was talking about that I use for fasting days, aloe vera is soothing to the gut. That's just, it's amazing for the body. So this keeps your digestive system calm while it goes through the detox process. So that's the other ingredient that is in here. And now remember, this is going to be dead until it enters your system, and then it's going to come alive. So there's a really, really big difference with that. Let's see, what else? We've got milk thistle. Milk thistle is what supports your liver as you detox. You definitely want to be supporting your liver as well. We mentioned the dandelion root extract and the Bacillus coagulus probiotic, which is the whole system. And if you think about all these ingredients that I just mentioned to you, if you bought every single ingredient individually, you would probably pay about $150 for this probiotic because it is so powerful. I can also read to you in here. Let's see. We talked about the milk thistle. We talked about the the bromelain peptin, which is really good. The aloe vera. It's got marshmallow root in here. So there's about, I'm going to say 8 herbal ingredients. Ginger root powder. And these are all going to work together to help rebalance that gut bacteria as you feed the good bacteria and get rid of the bad bacteria. So I would encourage you, if you've taken probiotics before, you might want to look at what you're taking and whether it says live enzymes, live activates in there, and just see if it's something good and if it's something that's been working for you or not, and maybe what the cost is or what the ingredients are in it. And know that if you're one of those people that have said you cannot take them because you've had all these different side effects, the bloating, the stomach ache, all that sort of thing, know that that's normal. That's normal while you're replacing good and bad bacteria. That's just a normal part of the process. One of the other things I will mention, if you've got a lot of toxicity in your body and you have some of these side effects while you are taking this, there are so many things that having poor gut health feeds. It feeds migraines, it feeds inflammation, all these things, because your gut is actually your second brain. So when you think about when you get this gut feeling, why do you always get butterflies in your stomach, right? Because the gut is our second brain. So you've got to make sure you're taking care of it appropriately, because if you're not, it's going to show up in health challenges. And it really does affect, so many people have headaches and they think it doesn't stem from the gut, but it absolutely does. So once you address your gut health and once you get rid of a lot of the bad bacteria and you have more of the good bacteria, you're going to find that getting to the root cause of the issue, that a lot of other things start to improve over time. Is it going to improve overnight? No, probably not. But as you put your gut back into balance using some of these different tools, I think that you will see a lot of benefits of that. So if you've tried things that haven't worked in the past and you're looking for a good probiotic that has all of these other good nutrients and herbs in it, I highly recommend that you connect with me. I've had challenges personally because I've had IBS, I've had Crohn's, I've had colitis, I've had bloating issues. I've had it all when it comes to digesting in my gut, all kinds of gut challenges. And I've taken a lot of prebiotics, probiotics, enzymes, I mean, you name it. And this is the first one out of going through a lot that I can honestly tell you has a profile on it that I know what everything does in here, because like I said, there's quite a few items but not a lot, and they're all natural, and these are all supportive pieces that you really do need. And the fact that it's got the enzyme profile, that I have never even seen an enzyme profile that even touches this, it's pretty amazing. So you're getting everything that you need in one thing. And for me, bloating is really common for me. And when that happens, I know why. And I know my gut health is off, but I know the right tools to use to help combat that problem. So again, there is a form in the description of this video. Most of my consults are free. So if you even want a free consult or you have any health challenges, remember, I am not a doctor, but I partner with a naturopath doctor. But if you need integrative nutritional suggestions, guidance on anything like that, or any of the services that I provide, you can reach out to me. I think probably the next podcast that I do, we will go over a cellular cleanse. And this also does have aloe vera as a main ingredient, but it serves a totally different purpose. And I use both of them. So if you have any questions, you can put them in here. You can send me an email. You can make a comment on this podcast. Let me look at the comments here. Yeah, ginger is really good. Really good. In fact, now I'm going to give you guys a little secret into me, because I told you, right? Sugar's a bad thing. Everything in moderation. Well, I do take ginger as well. Little it's called candy ginger, so it does have a little bit of raw cane sugar on it, and it probably looks about the size of a quarter. And typically, I chew on one of those like every day. Every day I take that ginger. And that does have a little bit of sugar on it, and it usually takes care of my sugar craving, whatever you want to call it. If you were on here the other night, with my partner on another channel, we talked about some of the things that you can do to combat sugar cravings. But sugar, I know I'm going into a whole different thing, but natural sugars are good. It's funny when I help people with supplementation or protein shakes or cleanses or natural means, right, of changing up their health, they'll always look at the sugar. Here's the thing: sugar is not created equal. If you're taking sugar from a candy bar versus sugar from an apple, it's completely different. If you're taking, there's sugar in broccoli. When you eat broccoli, don't ask me how much. I don't know. It's going to depend on how much you eat and all that kind of good stuff. But in just about everything you consume, whether it's organic or not, there is sugar in it. So there's a difference between natural sugar and man-made sugars, table sugar. Somebody was asking me the other day about Splenda, and it's interesting because before I knew any better, I would say years ago, I used Splenda, and I stopped because now I use Splenda to kill my ants. I actually put it around my windowsills and whatnot. And in my coffee, I typically use about a half a teaspoon of either monk fruit, which I like monk fruit sugar, and that's the only time I add sugar really, and it's a natural sugar, or a little bit of agave. And still, I use that sparingly. So, I don't even know how I got on that subject, but I was talking about sugar and cleanses. I have no clue as to how I went down that track. Yes, organic coconut sugar as well is good as well. Yeah, Caitlin, you were talking about the ginger, and I think that's how I got on the sugar thing, was telling you guys about the little sugar things, the ginger with the sugar on it. It's called candy ginger, and ginger's got a lot of great health benefits. Anybody else have any questions while we're in here? If you didn't catch the beginning of this, I highly suggest that you do. I'm telling you, this is a very powerful product to have in your arsenal for gut health. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. Not to say that you won't have a couple hiccups at the beginning of using it. You probably will. But once you get to day 3 or 4, it's usually pretty smooth sailing. Hi, Carol. Yep, natural sugars. Yeah, I'm trying to comment on some of the feedback in here. It's almost like a whole other podcast that I could do in regards to caffeine. A lot of you guys were having off-channel conversations with me about caffeine and the different types of caffeine and commercial caffeine versus natural caffeine. And it's just it really is just an educational opportunity, I guess is the word. And that's why I'm doing these podcasts, is just to educate you guys on different things that you may or may not know about, or that you want to share with other people, so that you just know what your options are out there. It is great to have options and have alternatives. And on this platform, that is what I am trying to do, is offer alternative health solutions for everybody through supplementation and through nutrition. I would welcome feedback on this channel. If there's something that you would like for me to do a podcast on, whether it is integrative nutrition, whether it is something going on in this world that you need resources for the things that we have gone through over the past year or two with the connections and things that I have, if I can get any resources to you for you or your loved ones, I am 100% all about that. So if there's something that you want to see, or that you want me to help you with, or a podcast, please let me know. Today is Thursday. So I probably will not be back on here until next week. I don't know if I'll do Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. But I will definitely be on here next week. So again, my email is h2owellnessnetwork@gmail.com. And that's how you can reach me, or you can send me a friend request on Facebook and let me know how you know me before I choose to accept your friend request or not. So I hope everybody has a great evening. I talked pretty fast there, so I encourage you to go back, take notes. If you have any questions, let me know. You can fill out the form that is attached on this podcast. If you would like for me to connect with you, you can put your email in there or your phone number, and I will connect with you. So have a great evening, everybody, and I will see you all next week. Good night.